Premature ejaculation is actually the most straightforward of all the male sexual dysfunctions to resolve, so long as you have the right methods and the right type of help, support or therapy to help you. The first thing not to do if you suffer from PE, as it's known, is don't Google premature ejaculation. It will scare the living daylights out of you. It will be full of statistics and how difficult it is to resolve premature ejaculation, and it will just produce fear. And that's the last thing that you want. So don't go to where it's going to scare you. Go to the solutions. The second thing, don't rush to the doctor. Don't automatically think that there is something physical wrong with you. You don't have a hypersensitive penis. You have a hypersensitive nervous system. The only two reasons why you should go to the doctor with premature ejaculation. Number one, if you have a tight foreskin, you've not been circumcised, and you feel that that has been a lifelong problem. Second, if you've been fine in your sex life with good ejaculation control, and then suddenly you start getting premature ejaculation, well, go to the doctor, find out whether you have any kind of infection in the urethra or the bladder or anything like that. Other than that, the doctor isn't the first port of call to help you with something like premature ejaculation. In medical terminology, it's untreatable. That means there's not an appropriate medication to be prescribed for it. So what happens is that doctors routinely will prescribe antidepressants. That will desensitize your nervous system, but it will desensitize your consciousness also. And in actual fact, what you need is to be more conscious, not less conscious, in order to take control of your ejaculation cycle. Furthermore, some doctors are likely to say, you'll be fine when you get in a relationship. All very well, but most men who have lifelong premature ejaculation lack the confidence to get a relationship. So they're caught in a catch-22 situation. Does that ring a few bells for you, perhaps? Third thing not to do. Don't waste your money with delay creams, so-called pills and potions, miracle pills for premature ejaculation. Again, delay creams will only deaden the nervous system that is in the penile area, and sex will simply be numb. It's the opposite that you need. You need to become aware of sensitive feelings. Viagra is inappropriate for premature ejaculation. If you get an erection, then you don't need a medication that is designed to give you an erection. Premature ejaculation is something completely different in its biological and chemical working. Fourth thing not to do if you have premature ejaculation. When you're having sex, don't think of ugly men, your inland revenue return, the football scores, car engines. I've heard so many things from men, and it's very common that they try to think of other things while they're having sex. It doesn't matter how much you think of that is unsexual, you're still using the same part of the brain that causes the premature ejaculation in the first place. The real way of solving premature ejaculation includes making shifts in the brain, opening different pathways altogether that affect your autonomic nervous system differently. Fifth thing not to do. If you're being intimate physically or having sex, don't tense your body and hold your breath when you're getting close to the ejaculation inevitability. That's the worst thing you can do. What's really needed is the opposite, to know how to relax scientifically so that the tension doesn't increase. The more you tense and hold your body, the worse it becomes. The keys with premature ejaculation are movement, breath, and sound. And so it's the worst thing if you go silent, tense your body, and hold your breath. Sixth thing not to do, don't become an expert in oral sex. What do I mean by that? So many men fear penetration because they know that they're going to ejaculate either immediately or within a few seconds or a few minutes of penetration, that they become experts at giving their partner an orgasm. So they spend all their time giving, being active, when really the solutions that you need is to know how to be aware of all your sensations when you are not distracting yourself by being active. Seventh thing not to do if you have premature ejaculation, do not avoid having an intimate relationship. It is practice, and more practice that is going to help you to develop your mastery, your confidence in intimacy and sex. So now let's talk about what you can do to help yourself. Number one, you need to make a shift in the mind. In your subconscious mind, you think there's something wrong with you. You think you're fundamentally flawed, inadequate, that something broken that needs to be fixed. And the starting point in your subconscious mind needs to be, there is nothing wrong with me. At the core of your being, there is nothing wrong with you. You have developed, because of your life history, you have developed a belief in your subconscious mind that you are broken. And your autonomic nervous system that controls your sexual responses feeds off of your subconscious mind. There are shifts that can be made so that you can overwrite that false belief, so that you can start again from a basis that is positive. There is nothing wrong with me. Second, you need to learn how to breathe consciously, breathing deeply from the belly, the diaphragm, slowly, rhythmically, and consciously. Third, you need to develop your ability to feel rather than think. What's the problem with premature ejaculation? It's not the penis, it's the mind. And you need to be able to shift from thinking to feeling. Fourth, in order to master the mind, you need to practice what we call the stop-start technique. This problem is not about the penis. It's about the mind. And you need to practice the stop-start technique, not purely to do with stimulating the penis, but when you observe negative thinking come into the mind. Next, you need to discover your own personal, individual ejaculation scale inside your consciousness, really, but registered by your nervous system. There is an ejaculation scale. We call it a scale of 0 to 10. 10 is too late. How do you know what you're on? through practice of the right kind. Next, in order to discover this scale, you've got to change your masturbation practice. From adolescence and earlier, as boys, we learn to masturbate in a kind of program style. It's visual input into one portion of the brain that triggers feeling or sensation or energy in the sympathetic nervous system. We stimulate the penis, ejaculate, and that becomes a recurring pattern. We've got to break this pattern. We've got to help you to actually have a different self-pleasuring practice altogether. Not just eye, brain, hand, penis ejaculation, but a whole consciousness body experience. And lastly, find a partner who will help you to practice. Now, you may be fortunate, you may be in a relationship and your partner is quite willing to help you to practice to resolve this problem. That's great. If not, then look for a trained sexual surrogate partner, because ultimately you need to be able to let go of your own hand-penis coordination and practice all this conscious sensitivity when with a partner's hand, and also then ultimately in lovemaking. I hope this video has been helpful to you. I'm David Brown. Subscribe to our channel. Please share it with a friend you really don't know who really needs help.